They don't want to make we squirt.
Clearly, they don't want us to squirt.
They don't want, like, we want to
Hey,
give them
boo,
a live
what's up?
demonstration.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
It's so good to have you. Not many women are opened with their sexuality, and especially in the part of the world that we live in. So it's very difficult to find people like me and like yourself. So guys, please thank Moa in advance for being here. Because it's not easy, man. So we're going to go right into it. Right, so like the topic is squirting, but I want to back it up with how you feel the porn industry creates unrealistic expectations in relationships, both for the men and for the women. And apart from squirting, can you think of any other thing in porn that you think is exaggerated?
Oh my gosh. Anal's one of those things as well that I feel that's very, very exaggerated. Yeah. Apart from squirting, I would definitely say the next thing is definitely anal. It's very exaggerated. Most of these girls, they've spent weeks sort of like stretching their like, you know, their anuses in a sense. Use of sex toys, enemas, all these different things. Like you actually have to prep for anal sex. And they sort of make it seem as if like, oh yeah, you know, you just wake up and yeah, your anus is just
I get.
And then another thing they
show you using lubrication
is the use of lube.
Right.
Yes, they do not show you the lube. They just go straight in there. So
let us know in the comment section if you think that there are any other acts that pornography over-exaggerates. Someone said fisting.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah, fisting is also another one.
Well, obviously, I don't know. Maybe people watching know, but with fisting, is it an act for entertainment or do people actually seek it for pleasure? I actually really don't know.
I think people do seek it. But the thing about sex and the way the world is, you know, turning out, people are looking for new ways, old ways, better ways to pretty much have sex. So I definitely believe that there's definitely like a market for that. Like the porn industry is almost like the movie industry. So if there isn't a market for, or like possible viewers for fisting, then they wouldn't be doing it. So definitely.
Maybe they create it. Is it that they create it? They can also create their market. I don't know. For me, I would feel like where on earth would you think to want to be fisted if it's not introduced in a pornographic act? Then we automatically think, because girl, I don't know about you, but porn has evolved so much.
It really has. It really, really has. I still feel that things like fisting, things like anal, things like squirting, they've always been in porn. Like, if I'm so sure if you pick up like a really like hardcore 70s porn tape, you'll see all these things. Maybe for a little while, some were not as popular. But now, everybody, as I said, is looking for new ways to, in a sense, sort of, you know, spice up their sex life, try new things, please their partner, please themselves. So, yeah.
And I find the evolution so fascinating. Girl, I thought I was bad. And so, shout out to Shorty in the building. Until I watched some porn today, and I'm like, yo, when did that evolve? Like, yo, what did we do? Like, yo!
Someone said that it's all the same thing, that it is just better cameras now. And that's what I feel. I feel like porn hasn't really changed. It's the same thing, just maybe a little bit more entertaining. Now we know, like, you know, the porn stars' names and what they're known for. But even way back, all the famous porn stars, they were also known for certain things. Do you know what I mean? So there's some well-known porn stars that are squirters, you know?
Yes, they're known for that. And that's something that I really want us to address and cover. So thank you for bringing that up. So everyone that's so fascinated about squirting and the liquid, and I don't know about you, but where did you first hear about it? When did it become okay? Or when did it become a thing?
Well, to be honest, I can't necessarily sit here and tell you, I remember the exact moments that I heard about squirting, but I personally feel like the first time that I sort of fully understood it was when I squirted myself. And
when you squirted yourself?
Yes. And this was even what I was telling you when you were like, oh, yeah, then, you know, I should come on and talk about squirting. I was saying, well, I'm not like your porn star squirter. But you know what? In reality, there are few women, a number of women that actually do squirt like they do in porn.
Yes, and there's few that don't. And that's why I wanted you to come, because many women could also relate to you. She understands. You're a woman. This is real life. This is not from a porno. I have husbands that send me DMs. Literally, there's one that just touched my heart. Was when I replied him in the DM, and he replied and he was like, Amaka, thank you so much. Now I can leave my wife alone. You know?
Okay.
I'm like, there's some expectations that are created in the bedrooms that they can't particularly match. So I'm doing this show to let people know firsthand that can every woman squirt? Yes. Every woman has the ability to squirt. Now, is it all waterworks and water fountains like how we see in pornography? The answer is no.
No.
It's not.
It's not. It's not at all.
It's entertainment. It's entertainment.
It's not.
I don't know. Like
there's so many crazy things that they actually apparently do, even with people that apparently squirt in porn. Like they actually like let them pump in some liquid into, you know, their vagina.
Extra liquid in the vagina.
They edit it. There's a lot of editing that goes into porn as well. Like people need to realize that, you know, it's not just a straight one take. They do back-to-back shots. I don't know why I'm speaking like I'm some porn star that knows what goes down, but like,
but you're not.
I just know for sure that it's really not that realistic.
It isn't. Being women ourselves is not. So your first experience was when you did it yourself, when you squirted yourself. Was it during sexual intercourse or was it via masturbation?
Do you know what? It happened as a surprise. Like, I didn't even understand it. The first time that I ever squirted, I actually squirted from being fingered.
From being fingered, so, right? Yeah.
I think, yes. For me, most times that I do squirt, it's normally like because I've had like a good session of foreplay. So I feel like I'm one of those squirters that maybe won't necessarily like begin to squirt from penetration, but I can definitely like start to squirt like if the foreplay is good, especially if I'm being fingered and being teased and all that type of stuff. I literally was like, oh wow, oh, okay, so that's what it is. Oh, okay.
Really? Was the guy
that was literally what it was like. I was like, okay.
How about the guy? Was he surprised?
To be honest, he actually wasn't, because I feel it's so crazy because I actually feel like I noticed the second time that it happened. Because I feel like the first time that it happened, maybe, I don't know, I didn't realize, like, I don't really know what it was. But the second time that it happened, I was like, oh, like, literally, like, I was, like, falling on the floor.
Like your water broke.
Like, I was like, oh, wow, the floor's wet. Like, why is the floor wet? Oh, did I squirt? Like, do you know what I mean? So, and then, so he was more like, you squirted last time. And I'm like, oh, really?
Right.
That's how it happened.
Okay, so growing up, when I was sexually active, it was really hard for me I realized that as girlfriends, we had conversations, but when I was much younger, we were not as honest in our conversations with ourselves. I don't know. So it was very hard for me to go into depth. When I have sex, I realized that I have this urge that I want to pee. So, because I was young, I didn't know what that feeling was. I was like, yo, is this an orgasm? Is this the climax? Is this really pee? Like, oh my God. I remember I would get my partner to stop in the act, literally, and I'll go to the bathroom. And then I would pee and I'd run back into the bedroom and we would continue with the act from there. And then I'd feel like, oh my God, I need to pee again. Like, what's that? And I couldn't have that conversation. I couldn't have that conversations with my girlfriends at the time, and I didn't know what it was. I squirted before, but I didn't know I squirted until I actually started to learn about my body via masturbation. I'm not an advocate for masturbation because I know that it's a very addictive act. So I'm more like, yo, do you? Yes. Girl, before they'll say, this now I can't masturbate after all. No. Hey, honeybee.
Girl, I believe that nobody can love you the way you love yourself. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
How else are you going to know yourself? How do you want a man to touch you when you don't know how you like to be touched?
Exactly.
So that's just for me. So I decided to explore my body. So I went celibate for about 18, 19 months after like a really turmoil 3-year relationship. And in that time, as we know, I lost a lot of weight. I did a lot of soul searching. And when I was ready to be sexually active again, I started having fantasies in my head. And I was like, yo, I want to test out these fantasies. And so I started masturbating. And I thought, you know what? Yeah, this is the perfect time for me right now, because I'm by myself, to go all the way. So usually when I want to feel like I want to pee, I'm like, yo, it'll be interesting to just continue.
Just to actually let go.
Yes, girl. And that's when, oh, child.
Sorry, hold on 1 second. My dog is being very annoying.
So, girl, the first time I did it, I was on the floor, had the mirror in front of me, my legs were open, I had my toy, had the candles, I had 50 Cent on one brain, I had another nigga on another brain, and I was going at it. And then that sensation of wanting to pee came, but I remember that I emptied my bladder before I masturbated. So I was like, okay, Amaka, okay. Don't stop moving your hand. Don't stop. Let's see what's gonna happen. And then I was masturbating and then gush.
Fireworks.
It didn't sprinkle on somebody's eye, or it didn't sprinkle on the It was like an epic. And I thought, whoa. And I looked down, and babe, it was so clear. It was so much liquid.
Yeah.
But it was so clear. It wasn't yellow. It didn't have an odor. It was just the most fascinating thing ever. And I felt the release in my bladder and everything. And I'm like,
So what is really in this square, right? Like, what is really? And I feel like it varies from woman to woman, actually. I feel like there's some, yes, I think so. I feel like there's some people that it would be clear like water. There's some people that it would actually be like calm, like actual, like white, and like, you get what I mean? Like, you get what I'm trying to say? Like,
I do. I'll say something.
It would be like cream, but not like thrush cream. Like, just
I get cream. No, like when it's snowy and
exactly. So I feel like, and I personally feel like, especially with the second sort of squirts, I feel like that's me. Do you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't say it's clear. It's just
Girl, creamy in the middle, shawty,
go away.
Stanley. So,
oh my God.
Sharing experiences. Ladies, feel free to share your experience in the comment section.
Please.
Mo and I
know that we're not alone.
We're not alone, no. We're not.
As I said, there are different types of squirters. I feel like there's some people that will squirt every time. Once that door's open, once they find out that they can do it, somehow they just get it and they'll just always squirt. There's some people that squirt cream. There's some people that squirt liquid. There's some people that squirt clear liquid. There's some people that squirt fountains. There's some people that just give it a little splash. Like, everyone's different. So
Honeybee was acknowledging that her first squirting experience was also through a finger. I just want to teach, like, just talk about that area a little bit. Why you feel that there are different types of squirting. Let me just clarify with the little knowledge that I have is squirting is easily mistaken for an orgasm. They are actually two different things. So sometimes what happens is that while you squirt, you orgasm. So in your case, That's what's happening. And because it's with the finger, you access the G spot a lot closer and easier.
Yes.
So it's very possible that through the manipulation of the G spot, you're actually ejaculating as a woman and also releasing clear urine, which is squirting. Hence why you get most mixture of both.
Like a creamy end, as somebody said.
Yes, squirt after 1.5, and so squirting is actually a manipulation of the genital area, and if you manipulate that area consistently enough, once you put pressure on the urethra, it starts to build up. So your bladder starts to build up, but if you've emptied your bladder beforehand, then you best believe that what's building up is that liquid that is a phenomenal to everybody. Like, no one really can say what the liquid is.
What it really is.
But
then
it does come from the bladder. It's in the same place as the bladder. So it's like a different form of urine or a different level of urine. But squirting does not mean that your girl is having an orgasm. The release that she feels is the same release that you would feel if your bladder was full and you've been looking for a toilet, and finally you get to release your bladder. That's full feeling. So men be thinking that they've done such a fantastic job because they've made you squirt. I really want to break that ideology to the men that are trying to force their women to squirt.
I swear, it's so annoying. I hate when people do that. People are like, so do you squirt? Okay, so let me squirt. I'm just like, guy, I'm an occasional squirter. So this stress that you're putting yourself in is on your head. Because I can guarantee you that this time I may not squirt. Do you know what I mean?
Precisely. And I hate it because sex has to be about vibe. Like, I know my body enough. I can squirt when I want, actually.
I know you're the pro. You're the pro of this shit.
That's because I spent time getting to know my body. That's the importance of masturbation.
Getting to know my body. I don't
masturbation. Yeah. I just know my body. I know what we bring into the table, and I know if I'm a squirt for you or not. Simple. It's not. So it has to be a vibe thing, you know? I was with a guy for about 1.5 years. We weren't official, but I was single. So he was just like, we were just like fuck buddies. Let's just call it what it is. Right? And I felt very comfortable and very safe with him. And our chemistry was mad, Mo. It was magical. In fact, I miss him. Our chemistry was off the chain. Yeah. But what was the barrier was every time we had sex, I could tell when he would want to force me to squirt. So that's simple. Because I pick up on that energy, I don't flow. Then finally, the guy one day, just during foreplay, he was just like, yo, Amaka, you gonna squirt for me?
Like, they make it seem like it's something that you just go and just
this guy shoved his finger up me so many times. Like, I'm very flexible. I had one leg up on the kitchen counter, and there was a mirror right in front of us.
It just was not working.
So I had a sober moment when I was staring in the mirror and I was seeing him, and he was just like, come on, squirt. And I was so angered. I was legit, and I'm just damn like, nigga, chill.
Calm down.
Chill. Focus on giving me an orgasm mentally and emotionally first. Do you understand?
I agree.
So I really would love the men to chill when it comes to squirting. And it's not like how it is in the movies. I mean, if you meet girls that do squirt 6 feet high.
And you know something, to be honest, I feel with squirting, no hate to people who squirt all the time, and but I'm actually quite happy that I am not one of those people. Because imagine if every single time you're having sex, you can't even have a quickie, you can't even have sex in your car or in funny places, because everywhere else is gonna be squirt. Like, that is annoying.
The only annoying thing is changing the sheets every time. Like, for me, I'm literally like, nigga, the sheets are gonna get drenched. it's gonna get drenched. But I've never experienced an orgasm with a squirt, so I'm new at that.
I don't know which one it was that I experienced. All I just know is that the floor was wet. My sheets have been wet.
But how did you feel? Do you have any troubles reaching an orgasm?
Yes.
Right.
I do orgasm easy, I would say. But I'm more of a clitoral stimulation person.
Right.
That's why I really like foreplay, I would say.
Yeah.
And that's probably why I feel I'm not an everyday squirter as well. Maybe I feel because, with penetration, maybe I need more work done or something. I don't know.
You can miss the spot easily with penetration.
Yes,
so
exactly. But I feel like good foreplay and just really knowing my body and understanding my pussy, we're good.
It's hard for me with penetration.
Yeah.
This is why this show is so interesting. I kid you not, I find this thing fascinating. The fact that we're all different, like our bodies operate differently. Yo, Mo, if you give me clitoral stimulations, I will slap you. I will beat you. I will beat you. Listen, the clitoris
So you don't like it or you like it?
It's not that I don't like it, yeah. It's so sensitive for me. It's such a sensitive area that let it be last. I say it like meat. I like to eat the food around it and then keep the meat for the last. But if you go straight and give me clitorius stimulation, I don't like it. My antennas go all over the place and I don't know how to collect my feelings and it's too much going on. So I just want to fight you and beat you. And then,
serious?
Yeah, and then I can't have foreplay without sex. You penetrate me.
You see like how you said that clitoral stimulation is literally like your meat. For me, sex is the meat. But foreplay is like the sex. So that's why I would always like foreplay first. Because that's the way you sort of get me in the mood, you get me feeling, like you get my juices flowing. You get what I'm trying to say? And I feel like once you do that, then that's when you've like literally opened Pandora's box for me. And then, woohoo!
Right.
Let's go.
Right.
Somebody said Ugandans and Kenyans are naturally good, good
East African people, I have been told, yes.
And
East
I think, I don't know how true this is, but I found this out because when I was doing some ambassadorial work for an alcoholic brand that I was working with a couple of years ago. And part of it was...
Which country?
So I traveled to Uganda, traveled to Kenya, and everything. So I met with all the different females that were brand ambassadors from all these East African countries. And basically we were having drinks and chatting, and they basically were telling me how okra, apparently all these East African women, what they do with okra is that they sort of cook it like how we cook it. Then they leave it in the fridge. Then they sort of eat it as they go. And then apparently, you literally eat it right before sex. And apparently you are really, really wet. And that's apparently what makes them squirt.
I don't know how true this is. Market up. Are you serious?
I really don't know how true this is. But apparently, when I said it, everybody was like, yeah, they all have okra in their fridge. Go to an average Ugandan female's house. She has okra in her fridge.
Really?
I was like, really? So I don't know how true this is, but this is just something I found out on my travels.
That's interesting. I don't know how true that is, but I definitely heard that East African girls are a lot more moist down there.
And I wonder why. Why?
It's the okra soup.
Why? That's just
people be having okra.
They don't make it into okra soup. That's the trick. They don't make it into okra soup. They literally just cut it, boil it, and maybe drink it like a smoothie, that kind of thing. That's literally what they do. They don't cook it. It's not supposed to be cooked. No. It's to get wet. I was like, wow, are you serious?
There's some people testifying here. Some men are saying yes, so it's true. Now that girl.
I've told you that it's not about making it into soup. It's not about making it into soup because literally that's what they kept on telling me. I was like, oh, so let me just go and make okra soup, and they're like, no, not. You don't need to make it into a soup. I was like, oh, okay.
So since then till now, you didn't even try it. It's
I haven't actually tried it, you know. I actually haven't. I'm just like, I haven't. I actually haven't. There's actually no reason why I haven't. Maybe I really should try it out, actually.
Listen, the curiosity in me, I'm such a curious cat. I don't. But you know what? I actually have. This show is not about me. I have the opposite problem. I ain't got no problem with juice. I ain't got no problem with wetness. I have the opposite. Like how my body is just fucking a shower. Like I could just like you in my mind. Woo!
That's it, girl.
So men actually get lazy with me because it doesn't take much. The difference is that it will take much to keep me stimulated. I'm into you. That one is easy. On my way to even see you, Seth, I'm wet. Thinking of you visiting, I'm wet.
That's me too, I would say. That's me too. I've been called Moet for very interesting reasons. Yo, Destiny, I'm not doing this shit again.
Mo wet. Hell yes, you are. I love. They come ever ready. But Mo wet, girl. But someone was asking. Okay, so just to like give the men clarity, because a lot of them are scared. Some of them are scared. Some of them are don't know what this liquid is or what to expect. And the women also don't know themselves. So I hope that the men watching today will be more informed. If in doubt, pee before you have sex. It's important that you have sex with people that you're comfortable with.
Yes.
It's important that it is consensual. And it's important that you are safe.
Yes.
You're using measures to protect. Protection, it's very, very important, guys. Like,
AKA
I enjoy sex. Sex is a good thing, but the repercussions after. Let's not spoil something that was so good when we can prevent it. In being safe, have conversations. So if you want to like squirt with your partner or you want to explore it, I say don't demand it. Do not demand it. It is off-putting. Yep. I've said it. Moet
extremely
confirmed.
God, I can't believe I said this.
Moet has confirmed. But yeah, guys, don't demand it. Talk to each other and go pee before. If you've emptied your bladder before sex.
So important. And especially ladies, that's one way you can prevent yourself from getting UTIs. It's one of the first ways to prevent yourself from getting UTIs.
Pee before and after. And especially after. Thank you for pointing that out. It's really important, women, after you have sex, don't just lie there. Stand up and go and pee so that you can literally release any bacteria that may be in your opening tract areas. But yeah, if you pee before you have sex and while you're having sex, you feel like you want to pee again, that's more likely you wanting to squirt. Yeah. So I have great communication during sex. If that's the case, either squeeze your partner, let them know that something is about to happen. I'm not sure what. Are we
girl, you're polite. You're super polite. I just let my body take over me.
You just let it go.
Oh my God.
You just let it go. I'm always nervous. Listen, I don't know, when it comes to, what if I pee, man? Shit, it's not.
Wait, are the one that asks for it? You're the one that says squirt. I squirt. Why should I ask for permission when it's what you asked for? Like,
I'm a confident woman. Squirt for him. Yes. So the manipulation for the husbands, we have husbands that are watching, boyfriends that are watching, wives that are watching. How do you know the difference between when you want to squirt and when you want to pee? You don't know the difference because liquid is built up in the bladder. The same place that pee is built up is the same place that that liquid of squirt is built up. So the truth is you don't know until you become a regular squirter. Then you can probably identify it. But for me, I say once you empty your bladder, and let's say the penetrational act of sex is what? I don't know, 10, 15, 20 minutes, the actual act, minus foreplay. In that 10, 20 minutes, there's no way that your bladder should be filled up with pee.
Exactly.
So, shorty, that's how I know. I've emptied my bladder, I'm free from it, and then if we're in the act and I feel like, I feel the pressure that's now on top of my urethra, I now know that, okay, this could be a squirt, but I have to make it very, very clear. It might not be the same for everybody. I don't squirt for everybody.
Ooh, somebody said kind of pregnant woman squirts when having sex. I don't see why not.
Yeah. Yes,
like if she's a squirter, I'm sure she'll keep on squirting.
From what I hear, pregnant women actually are more naturally moist down there.
Exactly.
So it'll probably be easier for her to squirt. But men, when you are doing this act, please remember that it is a romantic act. Don't demand for it. Play for it. A lot of people don't know where the G-spot is. Let's say this is the vagina. This is up. This is down. This is inside. Oh, shit. Should we do it like this? So this is the vagina, guys. This is the entrance. Okay. This is up. This is down. This is inside. Right. The G-spot, to everyone's surprise, is only 3 inches away from the entrance of the vagina. Only 3 inches. So all you people that are looking for 19-inch prick or 20-inch prick because you think you want to bust somebody's womb, unless she wants her womb busted. If it is for her G-spot, it is only 3 inches away from the entrance of the vagina. Hence why a lot of women get good stimulation with just a finger, a tongue, or with oral sex. Yes. Now, when you put your finger inside, you want to click upwards. Yes, baby girl. Nails, hopefully. So when you put, niggas, no nails, or unless it's a girl that's doing it.
I'm not talking about that, sis. Today we're talking about squirting, okay?
We want more wax to come back. Don't scare her. So now, when you're in the vagina, it's only 3 inches. So if you count to where 3 inches, once you are in there, you want to clip up. So go up. And you go up with that stimulation inside here. You want to feel like a fluffy, furry ball. Most of the vagina is smooth inside. So you will know that once you go up like this, you just want to feel something, and it will just be like a furry, rough feeling. Yeah. Now, once you start to literally manipulate that area, that's her G-spot. And that would literally start to make her to climax. Now, around that area, your urethra is just on top, so your bladder is not far. So if you manipulate that area hard enough, when I say hard, I just mean consistently, not extremely hard. This is. It's, you know how annoying it is.
With love, with care,
with love. You want to act like you know what you're doing.
I really wish guys understood how much we actually do not like people ramming into us.
Like, it's so painful. It really, really is painful. That's how you get to manipulate the area to squirt. Now, do bear in mind that what will come out may not be a gush. Because I know some people who will be doing this and be like covering their face.
Trying to pull away. No, now see, I don't like people like that. Why are you trying to get me to squirt? Then you're not running away.
You're trying to hide.
Like, why you don't do this? You better face that tongues. Face that shower, boo.
We're in it together. And when you manipulate that area, if she's a newbie, you want to talk and see how she's feeling. And then she may just say, oh, like, God, I want to pee. Dude, continue with the manipulation with her consent, and you will literally just feel a wetness just overtake your hand.
Yeah. I saw someone say some men turn the clitoris into recharge card. Seriously, though.
It's a recharge.
Seriously.
Like the old stuff recharge cards that we have to scratch.
Like, how old are you? Like, how don't you not know how to have sex at your age? I don't know about clitoral stimulation. Are you okay?
That's why we do this show. Even if they don't know, from today they will know. And listen to your woman. Every woman is different. True. The way you will come at Mo is not the way you will come at me.
That is very accurate. Very accurate.
Body language. I've said it already. You try to play with my clitoris too much, you get a backhand. Just a reflex. There are other places in my body that I want you to play with. There are other places in my body that I want to be sensual with. Yep. And the clitoris really should be like, tease it. Tease it, tease it. Because if you blow on my clitoris, it's fine. I'm like, woo, that's how sensitive I am. Wow. And I keep giving the example to men. I don't know. Do you know when men ejaculate? Especially if you're giving them like a hand job and they ejaculate. You see, they literally hold your hands because they don't want you to go and touch the tip of it after that sensitivity, that rush.
Is what you experience.
That's what I experience. And we have like over 8,000 nerves in our clitoris.
Yes, we do.
Right. You know, so woman's body language. I've never actually had an orgasm with a finger. Never had an orgasm with a tongue. No, babe, I like penetration. Like, fuck you. No, like, you know? And it's funny because I like to think that I want to be romantic, but in the moment, I'm like, yo, are you there? So I'm more like that. Consistent penetration is more likely to get me to orgasm and squirt than 20 minutes of foreplay.
Wow, you're a hardcore girl.
Why is everyone saying that? It's not true. Just because I'm not big on foreplay. I like foreplay, I'm not big on it.
I won't say I'm not big on penetration, but if they said pick foreplay, pick penetration, I'll go for foreplay.
Are you serious? All right, so let's do the poll. Ladies watching, let us know.
What do you prefer?
Foreplay or penetration? Yes, let the men learn. Let the women also know that you're not abnormal. Me, I would choose penetration over foreplay.
Do you know what? I think exactly what someone said. I personally think many women prefer foreplay. And the reason I think why is not necessarily because maybe that's actually their given choice if they maybe are having very good penetration. I actually feel like it's also maybe because most times, most people that they have had penetration with just don't understand their vaginas. I feel like everybody's vagina is very different. How you know, like, even just a guy's thrust game is different from the next guy's thrust game. So I just feel like maybe some women who sort of, in a sense, really, really prefer foreplay. Yes, it may be because, yes, they've had equally fantastic foreplay and they've had equally fantastic penetration. But I personally also believe that in some cases, some women will say, oh, yeah, they prefer foreplay because they haven't actually had very good penetration experiences. A lot of men are just having sex with women for their own pleasure.
Yes, I feel like a lot of men are having sex for their own pleasures, that there are men like that. But what I've discovered is that a lot of them do that because they don't know how to please a woman.
Yep.
And the women that they are with also don't know how. All they know is that you're not pleasing me. But they themselves don't even know how to tell them
how they want it. That's true.
So the man just goes into his head.
That's why I will say, for a woman, I can't speak for men, but for a woman, I think it's like I don't know. I don't care what the Bible says or what people say. I think you need to know your body. You need to know your body. You need to actually literally be willing to go up and down, actually able, like in those days they always say, oh yeah, take a mirror and look at what your genitals look like. I feel like you should be that comfortable with your vagina. You literally should.
Yeah.
And once you are that comfortable with it, you're going to know all your spots. You're going to know what you like. And then the funny thing is that your vagina is going to even end up even surprising you on so many occasions. You're going to be like, girl, I didn't know you could do all this shit. Wow. You know?
Precisely.
So I just feel like you need to just always just keep on exploring your body as a woman. It is so important. Because if you don't, these men are not going to be able to understand it if you don't even understand your own body. It's just, it's that simple.
Preach, Moet. Yes, fact. If you don't know your own body, how do you expect someone else to know it?
Mm-hmm.
Look. As a woman, it's important for us to also enjoy sex. That's something that I didn't understand until a much later age. We are on the impression that it's for the man's pleasure, and we tend to shy away from our own pleasures. We shy away from how we feel or how we feel something. No. So now, literally, if your foreplay game is too long, the first thing I do is I stick my feet. I will just reach my leg down there just to see if the genie is standing, to see if everything is okay. Because I don't like to offend during sex. Like, sex is such a very delicate something. But I don't like long strokes. It's very delicate. So after you're giving me head for like 20 minutes and then you go back to my nip and then I just want to, once I feel that, uncle is standing to attention, I will flip you to one side and sit on and just climb on you. Like, no time. It's too, but then if like you're not...
I can't have a great sexual experience with you as a man and put you in my top 5 or my top 10 or my top whatever if you do not give me good foreplay. It's just me.
The last time I had sex,
it's just what I need.
He didn't even touch my breast, and I still came.
Wow, you're one of those people that can do that?
It was after the sex. And my specific thing was like, babe, my boobs ain't been grabbed in a while. Like, I just want to have sex in the car, and I just want my boobs to be grabbed. I told you, once I agree for you in my head, I'm good to go, with or without you. I'm having good sex. That's the thing about me. I may not hook up with you again if I feel like it's too much work or you don't know what you're doing, but with or without you, we're having good sex. And I literally, after the act, I was like, oh shit, nigga, didn't even undo my bra.
Well, to be honest, you know what I also sometimes use foreplay as? I also use foreplay in a way to sort of gauge, like now, if your dick is not big enough or equal to my size, the kind of size I like, then we ain't having sex. But maybe, you were lucky enough for me and you to have foreplay. Like,
are you serious?
I'm about to be 31, Destiny. I do not believe in having shitty sex right now in my life.
But hold on, Moet, do you classify good sex? Do you identify good sex with big dicks? You see? You go quiet. You see?
But you know what? If they said, no. If they said, Mo, choose big dick or small dick, I will go for a big dick.
We're not asking you that. Come on, sit down somewhere. It's like somebody said,
I can't do it a small dick. A small dick will not be able to satisfy me. I've said, like, I beg. Is it not me? Jeremy, like, I definitely know that there are big dicks that definitely, you know.
Please let us. How big?
Fuck you and your wine.
Please let us know now. Is this two together?
That's too big now. Let's just.
You're complaining
like,
too big.
Come on, you know what I mean. Like a decent, nice.
I don't know what you mean, I don't know what you mean,
I don't know. I can't show you.
Why can't you not show me? Please.
I don't have any body here to demonstrate. So I'm gonna show you.
Do you like
but
the
you know
short,
what I
stocky
mean.
ones? Do you like the stocky ones? You know, you get some
No, I hate stocky
and they have girth.
Ew.
They have girth.
No, I want girth and length. The hell?
She said girth and length.
Yeah, B. I can't really see sizes with this. But I just like it's a nice size. I personally don't think, and I don't feel that a man who is just, average or pretty much small, not saying that he can't, he can, but I just like my nice, big packages. Destiny, this is not my vibrator. This is my friend's vibrator. You are asking about size. I want to show you size. This is a disclaimer.
It's your friend.
It's a disclaimer, guys. This is not mine, no. This is not mine.
It's not yours.
Insta blog is not my own, no.
It's your friend left it behind when she stayed over. Please show me. You want an example?
No, we can't show you. We can't show you.
But why do you have to do this to us, so? Stop! So everybody just put fire sign, put fire sign, put fire sign. Show us. Show us.
They run away with it. They run away with it.
Go and catch them. They're inside your house. We are here. I'll hold the floor.
Bring it now. Why are people running away with it now? They say that they love me and they don't want Insta blog to take screenshots.
Ooh, Insta blog should take the screenshot. It doesn't belong to her now. We just want to have an idea instead of me using this thing. Like, we just want to have an idea.
But that's a pretty much good size. I think that's okay. I can take that.
She said this is okay.
Oh my God.
You like what you like. And ain't nothing wrong with that. Like, I mean, kudos. I have some girlfriends that are just like that.
Oh my God.
Big gang. You like what you like. I like sex too much to be in the big dick gang.
I feel you. And maybe because I like big dicks, that's why I like penetration. I can't just be having penetration back to back, like, whoa, wow, wow. Like, I would like
you're into
to at least be like really like wet, turned on. Because once I'm wet and turned on, I feel like my vagina surprises me. So that's why I'm telling you that, like, I like big dicks, like, I feel like once I'm in that mood, then I can take it.
I feel you. Well, guys, it's 1 minute and 30 seconds to go.
Oh my God, we had so much fun.
I know, right? It goes quickly. And I don't want to come back for another hour because I want to leave them with more. Like, we could talk about this forever and forever. But guys, please thank Moet for coming through.
Thank you so
for keeping
much,
it real. Any last words for young girls out there?
I'm hoping that you guys are a little bit more knowledgeable now. As I said, I feel like, women are under so much pressure to please, so much pressure to be the good wife, the good girlfriend, the one who is doing all these different positions, having anal, because that's what your boo likes. Like, I feel like we're under so much pressure. But I just feel like if you're a female and if you're really into feminism and woman power, you are basically the one that calls the shots in sex. When it comes to sex, like, every woman needs to realize that she's the one that calls the shots, that it is actually really more about, like, you actually being pleased and you then please back in return. Like, it's actually about you, girl. So
it is about you. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. See you all next week.